In this video, you'll see an innocent teenager destroy this police officer's career after he was unlawfully shoved.
Go, ready, go. Just committed battery. Hit it with a flashlight. That's battery.
Then later, you'll see this teenager stand his ground after these cops try to ruin his college football career.
I blew zeros, so now you're trying to think I smoke weed. You can't do that, man. You really can't do that.
Absolutely I can.
But first, let's start with a law student who's about to give these clueless cops a lesson on constitutional rights. At New Mexico State University, campus police received reports of 19-year-old law student Joel Martinez taking beer into his dorm room. But when Officer Purdell arrives, he finds Joel stone cold sober and well aware of his constitutional rights.
Yeah, I can help you.
Is there anyone else in here?
No, it's just me.
Okay. You mind just opening the door, that way I can see?
What you trying to look for?
I just want to make sure there's no one else in there to start, and then I'll talk to you what I want to talk to you about.
There's no one in there right now.
Okay.
All right.
Come out here and talk to me then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest with you. So we got a report that you were seen walking into your dorm with alcohol.
Okay.
Is there alcohol in there?
I don't answer questions. What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Purdell, NMSU Police. You have an ID with you?
I do.
Okay, can I see it?
You suspect me of a crime?
I do.
Okay, what crime and how can you articulate it?
Minor in possession of alcohol. We got a report that you were walked in.
And that's how you're gonna articulate it. You're saying that you want my ID, but right now you or yourself can't articulate a crime that I've committed.
Okay.
So
I already explained to you why I'm here. Why
okay,
I need your ID.
I know what you're here, but okay, is my ID gonna tell you if there's alcohol in that room?
No, but I still need to identify you.
My name is Joel.
I need your first, last name, and your date of birth.
No, you don't.
I do. If you don't want to provide that,
You don't want to call Officer Donovan or one of your supervisors here?
Yeah, I can get a sergeant over.
Then calling him, because right now, this is not what you want to do right now. Because this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment.
Okay. All right. Let me get a sergeant over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Joel argues that an anonymous call alone is not sufficient cause enough for the officer to enter the dorm and is therefore a violation of his Fourth Amendment rights, which according to U.S. courts protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. The Fourth Amendment, however, is not a guarantee against all searches and seizures, but only those that are deemed unreasonable under the law.
So right now we have minor in possession of alcohol, possibly.
And he asked me if anything's going to happen if he doesn't give me his name and date of birth. I told him that potentially you could be arrested for concealing identity if we want to go that route. Okay, I want you to give me that ultimatum right here, right now.
Officer Purdell's supervisor arrives and is informed of their annoyingly knowledgeable suspect.
Officer said here that if I don't ID, I will be subject to arrest. Is that true?
It's possible, yes.
Possible, yes or no? I need that ultimatum, or else I won't give my ID.
Okay, so technically right now, yes, you could be arrested.
Could. I need a yes or no. Like, I need you to tell me if you don't give me your ID right now, I'm going to arrest you.
Why would I say that to you?
Because right now you're asking.
Yes.
And I have the right to say no. Because you're asking. It's not a lawful order. Okay. I need you to make it a lawful order.
You're being detained for suspicion of minor in possession of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You need to see your ID.
Okay, and if not?
And if not, you could be considered concealing identity. What we're trying to do is we're trying to be cooperative with you and have you be cooperative with us.
Mm-hmm.
And help us clear this matter up.
Okay, I gave him my name, Joel.
What's your last name?
You don't need my last name and you do not need my date of birth unless you want to run my name through your system. Are you trying to run my name through the system?
Do you have warrants for your arrest?
I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions. I'm asking questions. I don't. It's my Fifth Amendment.
Joel has made it clear that he won't be answering any of the officer's questions. He's already made reference to his Fifth Amendment rights, but it won't stop the officer from asking a question he must already know the answer to.
Would you give us consent to check your room?
Nope.
To make sure that you have no alcohol in your possession?
Nope. I do not consent to any searches nor seizures.
Okay, very good. This is completely up to you how you want to play this.
You could get a warrant, or you could, or you have probable cause. Go ahead.
Right now, we do have reasonable suspicion that possibly a crime had been committed.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to investigate that.
Mm-hmm.
You're certainly welcome to refuse if you wish.
I know.
But we need to ID you. If you do not present your identification, you can face a non-traffic citation.
No, I need that ultimatum. I will give
us.
you my ID if you say that I'm going to go get arrested if I don't give it to you.
So you'll give us if we say that?
If you say that, yes, sir. Because that's already grounds for me to set up litigation against you.
So you want us to threaten
you? Want us to
yes, I
you?
want you to give me that ultimatum if you really want the ID.
Threaten you. That's not how this is gonna
Why? Because you know you can't. You know you can because you know that opens up for litigation. And to make this clear, I'm detained right now, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
The officers claim that Joel is detained, but if they had legitimate reasons to suspect him of a crime, they would have arrested him by now. Instead, he's talked them into serious legal circles only Google can get them out of.
Are you Googling the laws right now? Because that's really what you should be doing right now. All right, cool.
You okay with that?
Yeah, continue reading.
Are you sure you're okay with that?
Yeah. I give you permission.
Okay, so here's why we need your name and date of birth. I'm going to read you the law because you are a law student, okay?
Sean, can you
According to
can
New
you hear me?
Mexico, it's all being recorded.
Yeah, I know, but
My
those
body
are hard to
camera's
get.
running.
So I'm gonna use my own.
So concealing identity consists of states.
Okay, so your investigation is investigating that I'm in possession of alcohol, right?
That's exactly
Okay,
what
and
we
if I don't
said.
if I give you my ID, is that gonna tell you if I do or do not have alcohol in that room?
If
Or is it
you-
just a way
if you
pathway
deny-
to find me with something?
No. The ID is so that we can identify who we are talking to. If you wish to deny us access to that room, that is totally within your rights.
I know.
But you refusing to identify yourself
I
to
know.
us by name and date of birth, that is concealing identity,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, so just tell me
So,
that if I don't give you
can-
the ID, you're gonna arrest me. Just
Okay.
say it.
Show us your ID. We need to see your ID. Or
Or-
you will be arrested.
Thank you.
Joel finally agrees to give the officers his ID, but only after being forced under threat of arrest. New Mexico's State versus Dolan states that subjects are required to furnish identifying information immediately upon request, or if the person has reasonable concerns about the validity of the request, so soon thereafter as to not cause any substantial inconvenience or expense to police.
Pigs, fool, for real.
Why do you use that term?
Because what are you searching my leg?
We're not searching.
No. That's a
Go ahead and identify him real quick,
seize of
please.
my identification.
Just
Is
need
a
to confirm.
seizure of my identification, yes or no?
We just need to see who you are in order to
I
go
told you
over
my
the
name.
investigation.
My
You gave
legal
us your
name.
first name.
What is my Joel? Not the legal name or what?
Joel what?
He has my ID. Go look at it.
Perfect. That's all we
Yeah.
needed. Thank you.
The officer must have reasonable suspicion to question Joel in the first place, and for the lawyer in training, an anonymous tip clearly doesn't pass the smell test. They're forced to let him go, but the inconvenient truth once stopped them from dubiously claiming they could have searched the dorm if only they'd pressed the issue.
If we really wanted to push the issue, we could stop and lock the room down and get a search warrant. But we have an anonymous complaint. So it's really kind of one of those things that's up in the air. We don't want to do that.
While the officer could have searched the dorm, it would have been a violation of Joel's Fourth Amendment rights, and anything found wouldn't be admissible in a court of law. In U.S. v. Tudor, the Supreme Court ruled that in the case of an anonymous report of an alleged pipe bomb maker, the minimum corroboration of innocent, readily observed facts was insufficient to establish the caller's veracity or reliability.
Oh, wait, they're right here. Hey, bro.
Hi.
I'm gonna stand right here.
Just listening.
Yeah, you're listening? Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else I can help you guys with?
We
No,
just
you're
danced.
So you're just gonna stand around and get paid?
Yeah, sure.
You're just gonna stand around and get paid, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can just prove some braces. I'm gonna get complaints on both of you. And
Okay.
Chief Donovan's gonna know about because he knows who I am.
Chief Donovan knows you.
Chief Donovan knows who I am.
Okay, very
All
good.
right.
So
If
we're
you
not
could,
gonna argue with you. Have a
Yeah,
nice
then
day.
get the out of here.
Well, this is actually a common area, so we're allowed to be.
Yeah, go work. I pay you for something. Yes, I
Why
pay
are
you
you
for
doing
something. Get out of here. Because you got my ID for no reason, brother.
Oh, okay.
Get the out of here.
Have a nice day, sir.
You.
Campus police can't seem to find sufficient probable cause to search Joel's dorm, but it doesn't stop them from hanging around a bit longer, hoping to dig some up. He lets them know he doesn't appreciate the gesture. These two officers were not prepared to deal with a law student. But what happens when an Iowa College football player gets accused of DUI even after blowing a 0 on the breathalyzer test?
I blew 0, so now you're trying to think I smoke weed.
On August 28, 2022, in Newton, Iowa, William Penn University freshman Tayvin Galanakis is driving home from a friend's house when he's pulled over for using his brights within city limits. But despite his clearly sober behavior, the officer suspects him of DUI and won't take no for an answer.
Hi there.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good.
My name's Officer Winters with the Newton Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is because you have your bright lights on.
Yeah, I have a headlight out, so I just keep my brights on.
Okay, well that's not legal.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Yeah, I turn them when a car comes by, I turn them off. But like,
Well, you didn't with me.
oh, you weren't close enough though. You were like,
Wasn't close
you were a while,
enough?
yeah, you were a while back.
It has to be within 500 feet.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
And
about
you're not
that.
supposed to have your brights on in the city limits.
My fault. My fault.
Tayvin maintains a polite and respectful tone with the officer, explaining that he had his brights on because of a broken headlight. When informed of the illegality of this, he's immediately contrite.
You got your license, registration, insurance with you?
Yeah, I got you.
Anything to drink over there?
Nope.
I didn't hear what you said.
Is one of these? Need one of these right here?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good start. That's the registration.
Tayvin has asked for his license, registration, and insurance information. He complies without complaint, yet the dissatisfied officer now demands he step out of the vehicle.
All right, that'll work. I'm going to have you hop out with me, okay?
Cool.
We're going to go back here, okay?
Cool.
You don't have anything on you? No bombs, guns, drugs?
No bombs or no drugs.
Okay, let's go back here.
The officer leads Tayvin back to his squad car for further questioning. But regardless of his answers, the officer seems convinced of his guilt, and some poor choice of words on Tayvin's part will only compound his problems.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
None.
What do you mean none?
I had nothing to drink.
Okay. Why would your eyes be watery and bloodshot?
You want to blow me real quick?
I don't want to blow you.
Blow me too, man. Give me a little blow.
I will.
Blow zeros.
I will here in a minute.
Yep.
Okay.
I know the drill.
All right, so I want you to put your left foot on the line. Okay. Take your right foot, put it in front of your left foot, with the heel of your right foot touching the toe of your left foot, just like this, okay?
As DUI tests are performed, Tayvin repeatedly asks for a breathalyzer test to prove his innocence. It appears the officer is looking for any reason he can to arrest Tayvin.
Send me when I get to 9. I guess so. How do I turn?
Take a series of small steps. Stops walking 13 steps. In proper turn. How many steps did I say to take?
Like 8 or 9?
I said 9. Why'd you take 14 and then 15?
I thought you were going to tell me when to turn.
I said to count your steps out loud.
Wisely, to avoid confusion, Tayvin repeatedly asks the officer to repeat the directions of the test, but the officer gives contradicting instructions, possibly hoping to trip him up. Tayvin understandably becomes nervous, leading the officer to press him even harder.
Why are you shaking so much?
It's freezing, man. Look at you. You got all these clothes on, and I got shorts on, and it's raining. And you false accusing me, so of course I'm going to be a little nervous. Yeah. You got nothing to say.
Tayvin implies to the officer that he feels like he's being falsely accused and in response is asked to continue to perform the grueling series of tests. The officer concludes that Tayvin shows signs of intoxication and finally moves on to a breathalyzer test.
All right, what I want you to do is make a tight seal around this and blow outwards like you're blowing up a balloon, okay?
Cool.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. Okay, you can relax. So I'm gonna read you Miranda, okay? Right now you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
The officer neglects to tell Tayvin the 000 results seen on the body cam and moves his suspicion to illegal drugs.
When's the last time you smoked weed?
I do not remember that.
Tonight?
No.
Okay, well I think it's tonight.
I've had no weed tonight. What? Why do you think it's tonight? Why do you think I smoke? I blew zeros, so now you're trying to think I smoke weed. That's what's going on. You can't do that, man. You really can't do that.
Absolutely I can.
Is he allowed to do that?
Yes, he is.
So I blow zeros and you suspect drugs now.
So let's be honest.
I'm being honest.
You smoked some weed at your friend's house?
No.
You hit a pin?
Nope.
Okay. Why is your field sobriety so poor?
What?
Why is your field sobriety so poor? And why are you so lethargic and slow moving and speaking with a slurred speech? And your eyes are watery and your eyes are bloodshot.
No weed. I don't smoke weed. I play college football. I told you that. We get tested every Friday.
Okay.
Don't smoke weed.
Today's Saturday.
Okay? It's 30 days. Weed stays on your for 30 days. So if I did a test next week, I'd be off the football team.
Tayvin continues to tell the officers that he hasn't smoked weed this evening, nor is a regular user, and even explains the reason why. But inside the vehicle, it's clear the officer still doesn't buy it.
I said, when's the last time you smoked weed? And he hesitated for a long period of time and said, I honestly can't remember. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Right now you're being placed under arrest for operating while intoxicated, okay?
I'm not intoxicated. Sir, I'm not intoxicated. I blew zeros.
Despite showing no clear signs of it, Tayvin is arrested for driving while intoxicated.
Hey, sir. Hello. I didn't do anything wrong. He made me blow at blew zeros, not excuse me on drugs.
He's taken back to the station, but when a drug recognition expert clears him, he's released without charge. Tayvin later filed a lawsuit against the city of Newton, its chief of police, and 2 other officials alleging civil rights violations and false arrest. As of February 2024, the lawsuit has been allowed to move forward. The defendants issued a countersuit in response, citing defamation. A regular officer being outsmarted by a citizen is bad enough. But what happens when it's the chief of police?
Get out of here. I didn't even do that. Yeah, you did. What'd I do? What'd I do? Go.
On September 17, 2022, in Bay City, Michigan, a group of teens are playing with their scooters when an angry man confronts them about the noise and even shoves one of them with a heavy flashlight. As one of the teens begins filming, they soon discover the angry man is no ordinary citizen. He's off-duty chief of police, Michael J. Secchini.
Get out of here. It's disturbing the peace. I see. Well, I'll pick up. You need to get out of here. Right now, you disturbed my peace. Leave. You just committed battery. No. Yes. No, you hit me with a flashlight. That's battery. Get out of here. How is that right? Leave. Battery, right?
The teen turns to his friend to confirm the charge of battery, but he's absolutely right. Battery is defined as making intentional and offensive physical contact with another person without their consent, and shoving him with a police-issue flashlight may very well fall within those lines.
You just committed battery, right?
Chief of police.
That doesn't work that way, dude.
You don't have a right to disturb the peace.
You have a right to
Your rights end when they
You
infringe
hit me
your
with a
identity.
flashlight, bro. What are you talking about?
Sakini tries flashing his badge, but the teen refuses to be intimidated.
I didn't even do it. How did you feel threatened, bro? Is it my luscious locks? Are you jealous? You bald bitch? Huh? I would be jealous too. Look at my bench out here, bro. Call the cops, bro. You committed battery. I can insult you all I want. You're gonna kiss me? Assault me. You wanna make out? I'll make out with you right now. I swing both ways, bro. Go ahead. Assault me.
Back
I'm not gonna
up.
touch you. I'm not gonna touch you. I know
Get
better.
out of his face.
I know better, bro.
Hey,
What is
can
he
you
doing
send
to
a
you?
unit down here? I've got 3 hooligans that need to go.
Hooligans, you hit me with a flashlight.
I'm at 9th Street in front of River's Edge.
Police soon arrive, separating the subjects to hear each independent version of events.
Here, they hit the cone. They're messing around here around this new monument. It went on for about 5 minutes. Okay? I'd had enough. I'm upstairs. All right? I said some bad words. All right? Okay. He challenged me to fight and dared me to come down. Okay? I came down. He stood off on me, and I did a pectoral jab with my flashlight. Okay? Okay? 2 charges right here. Okay. In my opinion.
Here's the scoop.
But I'll let you investigate it. Okay?
Bird scoop.
I'll get their statements. I come check in with you. Okay.
All right, bird scoop.
Talk to him. Me? Yep. Talk to him.
Okay.
Okay. What's going on?
So we were just riding around on burn scooters, you know, like teenagers do. And then he came up
How old
here.
are you?
I'm 19.
Okay.
And he hit the cone right here and knocked it over.
What cone?
I think it was the one
Can
with
you
the gray
step
on it.
aside? Okay. Middle one.
Yeah, and knocked it over, and then he started yelling, and he threatened him first. So he was defending himself, like against him.
Where did he come from?
He was up there, up at the top.
Okay.
And he was like, "I'll come down there and beat your ass."
Okay.
We waited down here to see if he would actually come down, and then he came down. Travis was standing right there, didn't say a single word. And like on the road, and he came up and hit him. I don't know if it was like in the chest or the rib cage, but he hit him with the flashlight and then started shining it in his eyes.
I was riding. You know how like when you press the brake, the back wheel locks up and it makes a squeaking noise, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you can drift when you do that. It's kind of fun, right?
Okay.
I get it's kind of late and stuff, right?
Right.
But he's up there. He goes, "Hey, big shot, you want to go?" Right? Because he said, "Why don't you keep it down?" I said, "I'm not doing nothing wrong." He goes, "Hey, big shot, you want to go?" I said, "Yeah, come down. We can go." Right? He's threatening me to fight me. Right? And I stood right here. I said, "What's up?" He walks up to me and like, "I'm not gonna hit you, I promise." He goes like that and jabs me like right here in the ribs with the flashlight. And then he said he felt threatened. My hands were at my sides. I don't know. I didn't swing at him. I didn't pick up.
What did you do when he walked down?
I just stood there. I said, "What's up?" Like I didn't know who he was. He looked at his badge. I seen he was a cop. I'm not gonna swing at a cop. You know, I have more respect for that. He's like, "Hit me, hit me, hit me," and like points toward his chin, like I'm gonna hit him. And I said, "No, I'm more mature than you. I'm not gonna hit you." And he goes, "Hit me," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna hit you." I'm gonna hit him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Then what happened?
And then you guys got here, and I asked him if I could sit down. He said, "You're free to do whatever you want." I walked over here. I seen you guys pulling up, and I stopped. Now I'm here. I didn't threaten him in any way. I don't know how he feels threatened.
So the original altercation was because you were
Squeaking the tires on the bird
and he
scooters.
yelled at you from up there.
Yeah, is that a worthy thing to hit someone with a flashlight?
It's
Because he's chief of police. He's above me. He's better than me.
5 minutes or so of the screeching tires from the birds, you know, and the hooting and hollering down here. So I go out onto my balcony and I look down, and they're just, they're driving, and the guy in the long hair intentionally drives his scooter into the barricade. And I go, "Hey, cut it out. Cut your shit." So go up in your apartment. I'm up in my apartment. I forget what he says of me. I can do whatever I want. And I go, "You need to get out of here." Something to that effect. And
He hit the barrel or the bar?
he hit the barrel right there, the middle barrel. Opened the door, tell him to leave, get out of here. Then I walk across the little plaza here to the curb area. He walks towards me, and the confrontation begins.
When you were upstairs, did he tell you that he was going to kick your?
Something to that, yeah.
If Michael Sacchini thought his status as police chief allowed him to assault innocent teenagers, he'd soon found out he was dead wrong. After the teens' families filed a formal complaint, Sacchini was placed on administrative leave. Within days, he announced his retirement. But weeks later, after an independent review by the Michigan Attorney General's office, Sacchini was charged with misdemeanor assault and battery. He faces up to 93 days in jail. In this case, even fellow cops didn't believe Sacchini's story. But what happens when someone is falsely accused of a robbery? On August 15th, 2003, during a historic power outage in southern Ontario, police received reports of a jewelry store being robbed by a white male suspect. But after police give chase and lose sight of him, Michael Dixon is pegged for the crime despite looking absolutely nothing like the suspect.
Why we're here is because earlier tonight you were arrested for breaking into a jewelry store on John Street South. Your innocence and guilt in this, quite frankly, isn't an issue. The evidence I have is frankly conclusive and overwhelming. Okay? So I'm not even going to ask you if you did it. What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. Whether this is you're like a serial burglar and this is what you're doing all the time, or whether this is a one-off thing because of the power cut and everything that's going on tonight. That's all we're here for.
Okay, I understand your position. Like I say here, I didn't do it, and you've heard that a million times, I'm sure, in your career. But it's just, ask me questions. That's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask you. I mean, why did you do it? That's basically, that's my only question.
I'm coming from that position, and since I'm saying I didn't do it, I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount to talk about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Michael continuously claims he has no knowledge of an alleged jewelry store heist, but the officer's mind is already made up despite the reassuring news of alleged video evidence. The officer claims to have several eyewitnesses, including police who saw Michael breaking into the store. While it would be wise for him to say nothing else and ask for a lawyer, he's doing the second best thing, keeping his cool and sticking to the truth. The officer then asks questions about Michael's life, which hardly seems like that of a dangerous jewel thief.
Do you own a bicycle?
No, not here. In Toronto, I do, yes.
Where do you live?
In here, Hamilton, 9 Delaware.
And how long have you lived there?
I moved in August.
Right. When in August?
Oh, what date? I bought the house in April 30th, and I didn't move in until August. So, first week of August, whatever it was.
Do you live there all the time?
Yeah.
So you don't own a bicycle?
No, not here in Hamilton.
But there's one in Toronto?
Yes, I do.
Do you have another dwelling in Toronto?
No. I have another property, but I don't live there.
Do you own it? Do you rent it?
I own it. My mother lives there.
Who owns that property?
It's in my name.
At this point, it should be clear to the officer that this may be a case of mistaken identity, but eager to file charges, he barrels ahead with the interview.
What happened when you were arrested by the officer?
Oh, well, I could see figures, but it's dark, right? And I could sense like that person's coming towards me, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then the flashlight came up, and I thought this, and then there's more than one voice, and I thought something's up here. And then they didn't identify themselves as police officers, but
Well, they were in uniform.
In the dark, yes. And so then behind flashlights. So my point is I cannot tell who's behind the flashlight. And then I could see a weapon, and I was kind of like, they're saying get down, ground. I'm kind of like, okay, like cooperate. And then I'm thinking, I don't know they're police officers. And I said as such, like, who are you? Are you police? And he's like, what do you think? As a response, and I got on the ground. Next thing I was like, police all around me.
Where exactly were you when you were arrested? Can we do it on the board here? How's that?
What did you do?
You set up exhibits. You're probably more artistic than me. When you maybe draw the layout of the streets, and maybe a dotted line that's your path. How's that? Sure. And another dotted line where the police officers come from.
Okay, this is the tunnel, the bridge.
Okay.
And come at the bus station.
So which way is north towards the lake?
The north. Okay. And So I came here, the EMS truck or whatever ambulance it was there, went off, crossed here, and crossed here. That's it.
Okay, did you come straight from the bus?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I even looked, I was like, maybe I should take a cab. I'm like, oh no.
So you came straight off of the bus?
Yeah. And that's it. Like, the bus is... Ooh, that's it. It's like, I was off the bus, like, maybe, 2 minutes?
So how long before you were arrested were you off of the bus?
That's what I'm saying. Like, from there to there, it's like, not even 2 minutes.
Did you stop or do anything in the interim?
I was walking, I was trying to see in the dark, and questioning, like, am I going to get mugged? And that's about it.
Michael draws a detailed map of the street and without hesitating gives his exact coordinates throughout the entire encounter. As the officer asks questions about the bus ride, Michael continues his detailed account, even referring to the driver by name.
What time did you get on the bus in Toronto?
12:30.
I'm not trying to catch you out. It's just I didn't catch it the first time.
The more information I give you, I think is the better.
And what time did it arrive in Hamilton?
Well, I didn't look at the clock, but usually an express is about approximately 45-50 minutes. The traffic was good, and I believe the driver's name is Bobby. And there's about 4 of us on the bus. I would say it was less than an hour.
Right. Like I said, on the information I've got, you're going to be charged tonight with breaking in.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do have a duty to make sure that the truth is... Basically, the truth is paramount, and the true version of events is paramount. And I have a duty to investigate all of this, and I will investigate. I assure you, I'll investigate this story thoroughly, and hopefully, I'll be able to find something here, which will either prove or disprove, what we've discussed tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem is the speed at which this is going.
Yeah.
Like when I was on the ground, I was saying, go quickly to the terminal. I have like 6 or so guys around me, like talk to the bus driver,
right.
I
can't comment on things. Okay, I know, unfortunately. But now I'm
left hanging, right?
Now I'm looking at this. I mean, this is basically on the evidence I've got. This is the only course of events that can take place right now. But I will certainly make sure that this is looked into thoroughly.
Okay,
I can give you my word on that. That's my duty. That's what I have to do.
Okay, I trust you will. But I'm just saying, it's a shame that I don't even know where I'm staying tonight. Like, what horrors are ahead of me. But I mean, this is unfortunate.
Wait a second. I just have to.
Michael is told that despite his very reasonable alibi, will still be charged with a crime. He's then left alone to silently contemplate the dire ramifications. When the officer returns, Michael's allowed to ask some questions he very much needs the answers to.
Do you have anything you'd like to ask me about this?
Yeah. First of all, what's the next step? Where am I going from this seat?
From here, you'll go to, it's 10 after 3 in the morning now. In the morning, first thing in the morning, you'll go to court, as soon as the court building's open. And I won't be asking for custody for you. I'll be asking for a conditional release. Basically, I'm asking that you'll be released on a form of bail.
Okay.
With the charges pending. From court tomorrow, what happens there? I don't know. The justice of the peace makes a decision. Okay. I can only tell you what I'll be requesting. That's a conditional release.
Well, that sounds lenient. I mean, you could...
Well, the case isn't up for trial.
I don't know how to gauge these things, but...
I'm asking that you'll be released on some conditions.
Okay.
As Michael learns the next steps in this ongoing nightmare, he lets his displeasure be known.
I understand the process. I'm not satisfied with it. That's what I'm saying,
I don't expect that you're going to be happy with it.
And I'm thinking, I have no disrespect to you, but I know someone sitting in this chair has probably lied to you a million times, right? So I'm thinking, what can I do to convince you? I try to give you the information.
You've been very good with me, and I try and treat everybody as an individual.
Okay.
My main aim is 2 things: is that you get your rights that you're entitled to under the Constitution of Canada, and that you're treated decently, and that the truth comes out.
Yeah, basically, things being doubted until proven innocent. That's, I guess, the premise here, right? From my point of view.
Okay, so that's the things that I look for. Okay,
cool.
And I can assure you I'm interested in nothing but those things.
All right. Well,
Give you
we both
more
got the
than
same
that.
goal. But you're
While the officer may not feel he's assuming guilt on Michael's part, his words earlier in the interrogation speak otherwise.
It's like I said, whether you did it or not is an up for the discussion.
After holding Michael for 3 days, it was later ruled that he was falsely arrested for the crime. After arresting officers admitted to changing their story, he was awarded $25,000 in general damages, $11,200 in special damages, and $10,000 in punitive damages. It was clear that Michael was falsely arrested, but what happens when the leader of a motorcycle gang is questioned for a murder?
If you don't want to tell me what the heck I'm doing here, say so. And you're going to find out that you are completely wrong. Well, what I do expect is for you to tell me where I fit in. But I'm not willing to sit here and tell you stories like some piece of shit rat.
Leader of the Gypsy Joker outlaw motorcycle gang, Mark Dencklau, is no stranger to being interviewed by police. So unfortunately for the cops, when he's brought in to be questioned about an alleged murder, he brings his years of experience with him.
What's going on, fellas?
Well, obviously we're not from Portland. A couple things we need to do before we chat, and then we'll explain everything. You're with a motorcycle club. You have some affiliation with one, is that right?
I don't have any answers for questions like that.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is that a few months back, a gentleman named Jeff Sudan, you know him? He threw your name out in conjunction with kind of a repossession of a car, or collection of a car. Does that sound familiar to you?
No. Jeff Sudan almost might. I'm not sure about that. It seems like Sudan rings a bell somewhere, but no collections of a car. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
But where do you live, sir?
Down by Salem.
Okay. What's your address?
It's on my driver's license. It's
I don't have your driver's license.
You guys have my billfold.
Dencklau is being questioned in relation to the death of Robert Huggins, a former exiled member of the gang whose body was recently found in a field. After being kicked out for stealing money to feed his heroin addiction, Huggins allegedly broke into Denklau's home, tied up his girlfriend, and burglarized the property. Predictably, Dencklau and his crew is said to have tortured and murdered him in retaliation, and police were informed when an incarcerated associate was recorded discussing it with a girlfriend.
When did you kick her out?
Which time? I've kicked her out a lot of times.
Numerous times?
Yeah, she just calls me and she's with no place to go and stuff, and get tugs on the heartstrings, and I pick her up and let her stay for a little while again. It's a love-hate thing.
Okay. So how long did she stay there before the in and out stuff?
She was there from the time I moved in until, well, I mean, not steady. She's never been steady there. She's always gets kicked out or moves out and goes and stays with somebody else for a while. She just kind of transients around.
And what's her name?
Nicole.
Okay, so this last time, how long has she
So
been?
there's my background. That's it on Nicole. What else you want to know?
Police begin by asking questions about a woman named Nicole, tangentially connected to the case, but Dencklau soon loses patience, telling them to get to the point.
Nicole had let me back up a little bit. How long have you been in a relationship?
I'm not going to answer any more questions about Nicole. Okay. I don't have any more answers for you until I find out what you're talking about.
Okay, well,
you guys brought me in. I didn't bring you in. I want to hear what you got to talk about.
Well, I'm trying to get to that, but part of that's going to involve how long you've known Nicole.
Well, if you don't want to tell me what the heck I'm doing here, say so. Because I'm not going to sit here and give you a bunch of my background so you can play whatever kind of game you're playing. This is kind of stupid, man. I just got picked up and treated pretty roughly. You can still see the marks on my hands. This one was completely asleep all the way here, and thrown in a complete silent room there. I want to know what the heck's going on, man.
Okay. Did you know Nicole back in October?
October of this year?
Last year. 2015.
Well, yeah.
Okay. You guys were living together off and on.
I told you I'm not going to answer any more questions about Nicole until I find out what this is about. Is this a domestic thing? And if so, what am I doing in Portland?
Well, it's kind of a domestic thing. Nicole took off in a car that she may have had purchased with assets that belonged to you, or something like that. And then Jeff Sudan and a couple other guys kind of returned that car to you. Does that make sense to you? Is that
or attempted to?
Or attempted
to? Hell no.
Okay.
You guys are
so why would they throw?
Well, I'm not going to answer your questions, but without a lawyer anyway. But just because I don't like the reaction. But you guys are way off, man.
Okay.
You guys don't know. I don't know who's telling these stories, and I'm not sure who Jeff Sudan is. But I can tell you right now, nobody's ever returned a car to me from anybody ever in my life.
So if we got the story wrong, can you help us out with that?
Well, I'm not going to straighten your story out. No, I'm not. Not until I find out why I'm sitting here.
Okay.
I don't understand This is about Nicole stealing a car and somebody...
No, not stealing necessarily.
But why are you playing games? Tell me what you're talking about.
I'm not trying to play games, but
Okay.
I'm trying to get at the root of what caused this whole thing.
Officers give vague details as to the purpose of the interview, claiming a possibly stolen car was returned to Dencklau by Nickel. But assuming this is true and he's not accused of a crime himself, he's still rightfully confused as to why his presence here is required.
I'm looking for the crime is what I'm looking for. What fucking car are you talking about, man?
I think it was an Acura. Does that sound
Okay, well, what about it?
Okay. She took off in an Acura.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
You're wrong. I'm not gonna tell you the story because it's a personal story and there's no crime that I'm not gonna press charges about anything.
Okay.
And I would be the only, in the story that you're talking about, there's only one person in the world that could press any charges about it, and that'd be me.
Okay.
And I'm not pressing any charges on her.
All right.
And nobody returned any car, and she never took any car from anywhere, so you got the story completely wrong first.
Okay.
So before you come talk to me about those kind of stories, you should get them right.
Okay.
Get them straight, man.
How would I get them right without chatting with you?
Well, because I'm not here to give you information. That's not what I'm about. I'm not a cop. I'm not going to sit here and feed you information. I don't know. I'm here for some reason. I don't know what your deal is, but you haven't explained that to me yet. Until then, I got no more answers for you about Nicole or cars or anything else. I don't even know what the hell. Why wouldn't if this has to do with that car? Why in the heck am I not the one pressing the charges? I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, well, I see your point.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good point. Yeah.
Dencklau continues to demand to be told the real reasons he's here, but when officers show him a photo of the man in question, he appears to have no problem recognizing him.
Does that look familiar to you, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you know that guy by?
I'm not going to answer your questions. I told you, I'll listen to what you have to say, and I'll pick what I want to answer, but I'm not going to tell you information about people I know. Okay. I'm not a cop.
Okay. Well, that's a picture of Jeff Sudan.
Oh, okay. I did not know that was that guy's name.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm starting to put it together. Okay. Now I kind of know.
Would you tell me how do you know that man? Or
No, I'm not going to give that information. But I kind of know what we're talking about here. But I thought that those charges were dropped on him and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, he was with another gentleman too, right?
When this thing happened, that's what I heard. I wasn't there.
No, I know you weren't there.
Oh, okay.
But you know some of the background.
Well, I might know some of the background, but like I said, I'm not here to try to answer your questions. You're going to have to get the answers. Why can't you? All these answers you should be able to get from that guy.
Some of them
I don't know him very well, by the way. But I don't know him very well, but I know exactly who he is, and but I don't have the answers for you as far as that stuff goes.
Okay.
Dencklau continues to refuse to answer any questions about who or what he knows, so the officers delve into the real reasons for his forced visit.
Well, a few months before this car thing happened, Nicole was at your house, and somebody busted in the house and roughed her up a little bit, tied her up. You remember that?
I can't really answer to that. You're going to have to get that story from her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to answer to that but I can tell you once again, and you're going to find out that you are completely wrong.
Okay.
So that didn't happen.
What's that? I'm not going to go there. I'm going to let
you're saying we're wrong.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
You got the story all wrong.
Okay.
And if you ask around about Nicole, you're probably going to find that you got a whole bunch of stories wrong, man.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sit here and slam on Nicole, and I'm not going to sit here and tell stories about her or anybody else.
Would you tell me what we got wrong about that
never happened. That's not what happened. I'll tell you that. I'll say that is not what happened.
Okay.
Nobody actually came to the house.
Okay.
All right.
What did happen?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to let her tell you. I'm not Mr. Rat who's going to sit here and tell Nicole's life story to anybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If she wants to tell you what happened, she will. And anything about what the car and the whole thing you're talking about, ask her.
The officers segue into questions regarding the robbery that took place at Denklau's home. If it wasn't clear to him before, it's now clearer than ever. This is about something much more serious than a stolen car. But if the point of the interview is the robbery, it still doesn't make sense why he's the one being questioned.
Who did you tell about what did happen then?
Oh, God. Tons of people, man.
Okay. Give me some examples.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to sit here and name names for you, man. Mm-hmm. If you think I am, you're just barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
You really are. But I'll tell you what I don't really understand why this stuff that you're talking about with this dude and the car stuff, why would that get handcuffs put on me?
Well,
why would those handcuffs go on me? What did I do that was illegal in any of that stuff? What did I even have to do with it? I wasn't even there for any of it. None of it. Okay. Not anything that you've talked about so far. I was a long way away from it. So why would I get handcuffs put around my fucking wrist for it?
Well, where were you when that happened?
Well, man, I know where you're talking about. I wasn't there involved in anything that happened if there was a story made up about this theft thing or whatever. If that's the story that you're talking about, and the car thing about the whole fucking car deal, I wasn't there. I wasn't involved in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to tell you the story about it. You can get that from other people who like to tell stories.
Some of it we have.
I'm not going to.
You're saying it's a story. We have, when Nicole says that she's basically, there's a robbery at your house and there's an incident, the FedEx guy calls you, lets you know this story, why would she be in trouble? Why you're saying you don't want to get her in trouble? Why would she be in trouble for that? That's what I'm missing.
Because okay. All right, man. I wish Nicole was here. I feel like a piece of shit for even talking shit behind her back. Nicole set the whole fucking thing up. That was her and her friend. They fucking zip tied her. They knew the fucking guy was coming. That was a setup. She robbed me. She even brought the stuff that was robbed. She brought a bunch of it back. Man, that's her and her friends. If you want to know the fucking truth, I've been robbed by the girl so many fucking times you couldn't even count it.
Really?
And that whole robbery right there, that stuff, everything she stole from me then that she brought back everything she couldn't sell on OfferUp, her and her fucking junkie friends. And that's what fucking happened there, man. It was a total lie. I know it was for a fact. She, like I said, her mom knows. She told her mom what all fucking kind of stuff was stolen in this big robbery, and then her mom comes over when I was throwing her out, and her mom starts looking at all the stuff and goes, "Oh shit, here's something, this was stolen." Well, stuff that half the stuff she told her, anything her and her friends couldn't sell on the fucking OfferUp, she brought back after she wanted to be back with me and stuff.
What items did she take or try?
I'm not going to sit here and lay out a big old thing for you. Ask her if you can get the truth out of her. Ask her. You know what I mean?
Dencklau tells police that it was in fact Nickel who initiated the robbery and not Robert Huggins. By neglecting to mention Huggins' name and naming Nickel as the real perpetrator instead, he removes any motive he may have had to murder him.
I'm not going to be your storyteller. All I can tell you is you're barking up the wrong tree, and I don't even know what the fuck it has to do with you guys when if I'm not mad about the shit. If I forgave her for everything that you're talking about, I know about the car. You got the car story completely fucking wrong too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But she was an asshole in that story, and I can't say I forgave her for it, but I sure as hell didn't go press no charges on her, and I was told to at the time. I was told by a lawyer to press charges on her, and I told the lawyer, I said, man, all my life I've been telling people don't use the cops to handle your business. So is this my price? Is this where I go against my judgment and go have her fucking arrested or something like that to get my shit back? In any case, it's my own personal problems. I chose to live with them. I lost a lot because of the girl, you know what I mean? But I'm not pressing the charges, so I don't see why you guys care.
Okay. Who's her junkie friends that were helping her?
I'm not going to tell you names of people. You didn't hear me the first time? I'm not sitting here naming people for you. All I'm doing is telling you got your stories really screwed up. And I don't even know why you care. Because I sure as hell ain't going to press no charges on her. I'm telling you that. So, if it's about Nicole, and why would I get handcuffed up and brought in like that if you guys are mad because Nicole went and bought a fucking car with my money or whatever the fuck might happen?
Dencklau continues to insist he wouldn't pursue charges against Nicole for stealing from him. But when officers bring up Robert Huggins, or Bagger Bob as he's also known, they tip their hands as to their real intentions.
Is Bagger Bob part of that? Part of her junkie friends?
Bagger Bob?
Yeah. That ring a bell?
Fuck, you're talking? Yeah, I know who that is. He's fucking the guy that got killed about a fucking year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he one of the ones who set this up with Nicole?
Man, you're gonna have to, if you're trying to like tie that into this or something like that, you're gonna have to talk to Nicole about that.
Okay. Well, I was asking you because you said it was her junkie friends, and I assumed that meant you knew who.
No, not the kind of junkie that I heard he was. She's not that kind of a junkie.
Okay. Can you help? What kind of junkie is he?
I don't know. I'm sure you probably know better than I
do. So when you say her junkie friends.
Yeah, I'm not talking about any of our ex-fucking club brothers or anything like that. No.
Okay. All right.
I'm talking about her friends, not my friends.
Got it. Okay, so was Vagabond one of your friends, not hers?
Well, like I said, actually, if now that fucking you're starting to bring his name into it, and he got killed, now I don't think I have any other questions to answer for you. Now I think having a lawyer here might be a good idea.
Okay, sorry.
I think that'd be a good idea if you're starting to ask questions about a dead guy.
Considering the man officers are asking Dencklau about was found to have been tortured over several hours and brutally beaten to death, he's right in assessing that now would be a good time to call a lawyer. But the bold Dencklau agrees to keep chatting, supremely confident in his self-defense.
Let me clarify something with you.
Okay.
Do you want us to keep chatting, or do you want to talk to a lawyer? I need to know that.
Well, if you want to tell me what I'm doing here and what reason, I may try to help you out with that. But if you're going to keep me in the dark, well, then I got nothing else to say either.
Okay, so I still need to clarify with you that one point, because you mentioned a lawyer, and I need to know if you want a lawyer now or if we can keep chatting. This is what I need to know.
You can keep chatting. I'll keep listening a little longer before I call in a lawyer. Yeah.
Okay. When the FedEx guy called you, you came down to the house with a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to your house by yourself? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What did the FedEx guy tell you?
He said fucking, I'm not going to get into the story. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about it. That's Nicole. Nicole's going to have to tell you that story if you want to hear something from her. If you got her all involved in this.
Well, Mark, let me say this. We have you're saying their stories, so whether they're true or not, that's what we're trying to find out. Okay. Right. That's our job.
Okay.
To realize that, right?
Sure.
And as cops, so if there's incidents happen, we got to figure out what's true and what's not.
Okay.
And we do that by talking with people.
Okay.
Obviously, that happened a while ago, so we've been working on this for a while, months.
Okay.
That story starts a much larger story that we have. Right, starts with at your house with a theft happening that includes Nicole being there, okay? And if there's a FedEx guy calls you, right? So this is where everything.
That's why I wish she was here, so she could straighten some of this.
So this has been going on for a while. And you keep telling us, talk to Nicole, get the story from her.
Well, if she's the one that's involved in the story, you need to talk to the players. I'm not telling you to talk to her.
I understand.
I'm telling you to talk to whatever players you're talking about in your story there. You talk to them, and whoever you said wrote there with me or whatever, talk to them. But you guys have got to also.
So over the last several months, well over half a year, we have talked to a lot of people.
Okay.
And we can tell you right now, Nicole's in front of a grand jury. Okay. There is, you say talk to her, there's a story there.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So I'm just letting you know that, so we have a story, so we want to get your side of it.
Ah, gotcha, okay.
So we know what's true and what's not true.
All right.
Dencklau continues to refuse to discuss Nicole, but nearly a half hour into the interrogation, officers finally let him in on some news that may change his mind. She's been cooperating with a grand jury investigation.
Are we going to tell you everything that we know? Of course not.
Okay.
I don't think you would expect that.
All right. Well, what I do expect is for you to tell me where I fit in. What is my crime in these stories that you're talking about? What's my crime? Why the fuck did I get handcuffs put on me? I mean, I can hear you guys wanting to talk about this and that, wanting to get stories straight, but why am I getting treated like this? Why didn't you call me up and ask me to come in and talk? Why did you come and have me?
Would you have come and chatted with us?
I would have came in. I definitely would have came in, but I probably wouldn't have talked to you.
Okay.
And I'm not really talking to you now. I really don't have any answers for your stories. I'm not going to straighten your stories out for you and stuff, especially unless I find out what the hell my part of it is. I'm interested in my own self, you know what I mean? And what do you mean Nicole's in front of a grand jury? What are you talking about? Like right now, she's sitting in front of a grand jury?
That's right.
Oh, well.
Shortly
is my dog safe?
No, your dog is safe.
Okay, good. Excellent. That's very important to me. Okay, so now what? Am I arrested for anything?
You're being detained at this point.
Okay, but I'm not under arrest quite yet.
That's correct.
Okay, then I don't need a lawyer quite yet.
Okay.
Despite Dencklau skillfully deflecting most of the officer's tactics, he's wrong on this front. When being questioned by police, arrested or not, it's always advisable to have a lawyer present. The officers now make him pay for this lapse in judgment by slowly tightening the screws. The officers claim that Dencklau isn't the only member of the gang who's soon to be in the hot seat. They appear to be implying that Nickel may be giving them information about the gang's illegal activities, including the murder of Robert Huggins. While Dencklau is not under arrest, he appears determined to convince officers of his innocence without the help of a lawyer.
She is indicated that certain things took place after this robbery, theft, whatever it was, the one where the FedEx guy came to the house, and I think he wanted to call the police, and she said, no, please call Mark, and I think is that right?
I'm not going to say whether that's right now, but
is that your understanding?
I'm listening to your story.
Okay. And from there, the series of events unfolded involving one of your club brothers, or former club brothers. Okay.
Okay.
And that's where some of this comes about, and it's up to you to clarify for us what all took place, because there's fingers.
Man, you know what? The story that you're talking about is somebody else's story.
Okay.
But you're going to have to talk to somebody else.
Who do you suggest we chat with?
I'm not throwing names. I told you. It's somebody else's story. You're the cop. Figure it out. Go out and talk to somebody else. It's not my story. I'm not.
I think you know that we've got it pretty well figured out. The question is, you're in a bit of a hole. We're trying to offer you a ladder to get out of this hole.
Man,
okay? Because here we've got Nicole sitting in front of a grand jury right now, and she's testifying to them. Okay? We know what she's going to tell them. We presume. That's not an issue. We have other people we've talked to, and I think you know who most of those people are.
Well, you think wrong, but anyway, okay.
Okay.
There's several others, either now or shortly, are sitting in rooms like you are.
Okay. Okay. But tell me something that means something to me. None of this means much to me so far. And Nicole, man, she's got real problems, and her problem is she's sitting in front of a grand jury right now. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure her problems are going to probably unfold in front of them. So in any case, whatever, man. Talk to me about that later after she gets out of the grand jury. You'll see what I'm saying. Nicole's got some serious problems, and she's got some serious lying problems. And if all her lies blow up in her face today, well, it's about time. Maybe that'll help her out a little bit. Maybe this whole experience will help her quit making up bullshit and telling lies. So anyway, that's enough about Nicole for me. You got her in front of a grand jury. You got all the story you need from her. Now, what else would you like from me?
Dencklau claims he is willing to take a lie detector test, a risky move considering the circumstances of his case. Suspects often make this statement even when concealing guilt, usually in an attempt to bluff police into believing their story.
And I just got nothing to say. It's against my fucking nature to sit here and talk to cops. Now, I told you more than I probably wish I would have already. Okay? I should have even told you my name. You know what I mean? You got my name. You're playing games. You don't need to know my name. You knew my name before you brought me in here. In any case, if you think I did something, and you really do, if you really think I did something wrong, then you guys maybe think about giving me a lie detector test and seeing, lay it out. Lay what you think I did out on a lie detector test. I just want a lawyer there just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing or whatever. But I'm willing to do that just so you guys don't bark up the wrong tree. But I'm not willing to sit here and tell you stories like some piece of shit rat. Okay? You got your world, I got mine. Mm-hmm. In my world, rats are pieces of shit. I'm not going to sit here telling on Nicole. I'm not going to sit here telling on anybody. I'm not going to sit here telling on anybody for anything.
Did she tell you that Bagger was one of the people who came and tied her up?
I'm not going to answer any more questions for you.
Okay. At all, or just about that incident?
I think that, the truth is, I think I'll just not answer any more at all and have you guys arrest me so I can see what the hell I'm under arrest for if you're not going to tell me. Because I want to know where I fit in. I hear what you're barking at and stuff, and I don't really understand some of the stuff, why in the hell you even care about it, because I'm not going to press no charges on anybody, so I don't even know why you guys even give a shit. But I am interested in what the hell I'm going to get arrested for, so arrest me for it so we can go from there.
In a last attempt to dig up any dirt they can, officers try to get Dencklau to discuss Robert Huggins and the Gypsy Joker Outlaw Motorcycle Club. It goes about as well as all the rest.
I'm not going to tell stories about the club and this and that and why, I'm telling you, I've already told you the common stuff. This is what pretty much everybody knows. It ain't hard for you guys to find out that the fucking guy got kicked out of our motorcycle club.
Sure.
That is not hard to find out.
When's the last time you were actually eyes on with Bagger? Was he a club member then, or was it after? Did he ever flip you off at some stop sign?
At the same time, he was going. I saw him when he was going out.
Okay.
I saw him go. He was and wasn't at the same time. Okay. The last time I saw him,
That's the last time.
he was until he told him get the fuck out of here, and then he wasn't. So I saw him. He was and wasn't that same day. That's the last time I've ever seen him.
Okay. Did he ever come by and vandalize anything of yours?
No. Hell no. Bagger.
Well, is he a cheap shot guy, or is he someone?
I really don't know, and like I said, I'm not going to answer questions about Bagger.
Okay, but he never did anything to you.
No.
Okay, you never went eyes on with him again after that when he was out of the club.
He respected me, I think, and he talked very nice to me anytime I ever saw him. I'll tell you that. Me and him never had a bad word. In the end, I found out he was a piece of shit junkie.
Right.
So I admit I hold that against him because I spent a lot of time with the guy and stuff and kind of gave him my heart, sort of like, and so when people just really disgrace us like that and stuff, it leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. I will admit that. But that's the end of it. When you're done with us, you're just done. So anything that happened too much of that, I have no idea. Like I said, one thing about our motorcycle club is when you're done with us, you're just done with us. We got no time for you. We got no words for you. You won't be getting any more calls. Nothing. You know what I mean? You're done. And Bagger's just one of a lot of guys that the same kind of shit happens to. It's part of the life.
Okay.
Despite Denklau's skillful performance, he and his gang were soon charged for the murder of Robert Huggins and for several other organized crimes. He is currently serving a life sentence.